Hey guys, Mark from parkflies.com. Today we're looking at the Losi Micro-T. This retails for $129.99. It's a two-wheel drive micro truck. It's a lot of fun to drive. It comes all plastic and there are tons of upgrades. Anytime you have a product where there's a lot of upgrades, that means a lot of people are buying them and they're selling in high quantity. That's why other companies like Nexx Racing, they invest in actually manufacturing a ton of upgraded parts, which we actually put on this car for a customer. So the customer bought this car from us and he sent us the parts to install, and we were blown away by the quality of Nexx Racing. These are anodized aluminum parts. He got them in red. They really go nice and on the car. They look great. And they definitely add some heft to the car. The stock car comes with all the plastic parts. They're very light. These are all the parts that I took off the car. You know, you have plastic shocks and all the plastic components on the car. We basically put all the metal bits on this thing. So you have the bell crank, you have the aluminum shocks, you have front and rear arms, you have the aluminum shock towers, and then you have the aluminum battery brace that comes with thumb screws to hold it on. A very nice amount of upgrades here. We also received, the customer sent us the adjustable turnbuckles for all four corners, steering links, and the camber, everything adjustable, and it really ended up being very tunable. And you make the car so that it drives just a little bit better than a stock Micro-T. The one thing I do like about the car is it does have more weight, and because the car is so small, it's actually beneficial. It feels a little bit more planted than a standard Micro-T, and I think it's really nice. So it looks good, performs really nice. The shocks are really, really smooth, and I like it a lot. So this customer also sent us the EcoPower. It's a 45 turn motor. It's supposed to be a lot faster. The only problem is we put this in the car and it ran for about a minute before it died. I didn't really know what was going on because I actually hadn't installed these, even though I do have them in stock, and I'm glad that I did. So I ended up looking at the reviews on AMain. If you go to their website, look up the EcoPower 45T, the reviews for this. And other people have had the same experience where they put this in and it lasts just, some people a few seconds, some people 5 minutes, but there is a problem with the motors and I don't recommend getting this. I'm going to call AMain and see if I can return the ones I bought. But right now I consider this motor faulty design, and I definitely would not put it in the car. So we put the stock motor in the car, and I think it's fast enough. I think it's actually too fast. But I have to talk about a couple things. When you are installing all these aluminum anodized parts, a lot of them, they do come with the little wrenches that put some of these screws in them. The wrenches are extremely tiny. Therefore, you cannot thread lock anything on the kit, because what happens is if you thread lock it and you try to remove the screw, you're going to strip the little Allen key that it comes with. There is no way around it. Maybe you want to dip it in a very lightweight silicone and then put the screw in. I'm not sure, but in this case, I wasn't able to thread lock any of the parts here. The only one that you do have to thread lock, otherwise it'll come apart, is the bell crank. So once you put the screws in the bell crank, there's only two screws that go in the levers, and you cannot ever remove them. They're just permanently in there. So I don't think it's gonna ever break or bend, so it doesn't matter. But the other parts, you definitely, like the shocks and everything else, you don't want to thread lock anything just in case you have to service them or replace them. So it's a good idea. After every run, check the screws. They will get loose, and you just have to make sure that you tighten them up snug. You don't want to over tighten anything because you will strip it, but so it's snug without thread lock. One thing I do want to mention, we put on these little anodized wheel nuts. They have more contact patch than the stock wheel nuts, so they hold the tire on, the wheel on much tighter. The problem with, just a small problem with that is you can't tighten them all the way, otherwise the car's not going to run properly and it's going to lock up on one side. So you have to tighten it and back it off a quarter turn if you use these little nuts here. And that's basically the deal with that. All in all, it's a really beautiful kit. It really came out nice. I had a lot of fun putting this together. It's definitely challenging with all the little tiny screws in there. But overall, it's just something that's very satisfying to drive and to look at. And it's definitely a step above a regular Micro-T. Again, I think Horizon Hobby is putting out a lot of hits this year. The Micro-T is no exception. It's really, really popular. A lot of people are buying it. Now you can drive this. I think they drive the best on carpet. They really hook up and they're very zippy. They turn very well. The stock servo is adequate. It's good. On this one, you can't see it, but we put on an aluminum servo horn just so that, you know, you don't have to ever change it again. It's not going to strip if you hit it hard. So I do recommend, if you're going to buy the kit, definitely get the servo horn. Now, as far as other upgrades for the car, we will be doing future videos showing different upgrades that you could put on the car. We're going to further tune another version of this. We're going to actually put together maybe a Micro-T Ultimate, and we're going to put like all the performance parts that you want on the car. It's going to be a little different than this, but it is going to be, you know, down the line, we're going to put that video up. One thing I do want to make clear, that the motor is not mounted properly from the factory. It's a little too tight and it has too much friction. So when you tighten the screws on the motor, and even though they don't look like they're adjustable, if you move the motor back a little bit, you'll create a little bit of a better gap between the pinion and the spur. And on a micro car like this, you can't have any binding at all. So if the gears are too tight, the mesh is too tight, it's going to wear down the motor. It's going to hurt the performance. It's going to make your speed control overheat, and overall your motor is just not going to last long. And like I said, you might burn out your speed control. So you definitely want to take it apart and readjust your mesh from your pinion and your spur. Now, they do make different size pinion and spurs. FuriTech makes them. It's definitely a good idea to check those out. When you have those type of spur pinions, the fit and finish are better than the stock plastic, and they're just going to have less friction. It's going to dry better. It's going to be easier on the drivetrain and the motor. And also, they're, you know, indestructible because they're made out of aluminum. FuriTech also makes a brushless motor and speed control for this. If you buy that, you have to get the FuriTech radio. It's $40. We are going to be doing a video on that setup, you know, soon. And then we're going to be offering that to the customers as like a, you know, a pre-built car from us. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this video. It's Mark from parkflyers.com, and this was a little look at an upgraded Micro-T. We'll see you on the next one, and have a great day.